Hello one and all, Old School Gaming 1971 here with a review of the Game Awards for 2018. Okay, so without further ado, so I called a new Alien game, Final Fantasy VII in my dreams, and something about the announcement from next year for PlayStation. So, the first announcement was Nintendo Switch, Super Smash Bros. I used to be a Nintendo fan, not anymore unfortunately. So, the first award of the evening went to Best Action Game for Dead Cells. It's on my radar, but I don't currently own it. Next up though was Journey to the Savage Planet. This is coming out for PlayStation 4 among others. Looks good, but there were no gameplay. I know that it was just announced, but just that little bit of gameplay would have told you more about the game. Then we got the award for Best RPG, which went to Monster Hunter World. This is most deserved, definitely. They also announced that in the next few days there will be announcements about Monster Hunter. So I'm hoping for either a new game or a big update. Then we got a few esports awards handed out. I didn't note them down because esports doesn't really interest me. It was more about the teams at this point, but the information will be out there if you are interested. Next up, the Stanley Parable Ultra Edition. This has been announced for consoles with new levels and stuff for the console release. It's a comedy adventure, so yes please. I don't know what else I can say really. I remember seeing this on PC a long time ago and thinking, wow, I'd like that game. So it's coming. So Best Student Game, Combat 2018. This is cool that they are sort of giving a platform to those games that excel, that are being made by people who are currently learning the craft of creating a computer game. So, announced Among Trees for PC. I hope this comes to PlayStation 4. It does really look good. Then they had Sean Layden from Sony, Reggie from Nintendo, and Phil Spencer. All three spoke about how this was a celebration of games, a cool moment. It really was. Competition is what has made this generation be as good as it is. Strong competition from Microsoft and Nintendo has made Sony games better, and vice versa. To me, never a truer word was said on that stage. I don't know how happy they all were to be stood on the stage at the same time, but you know, to me it was a good moment. Orchestra's back. This is kind of cool. The musical interludes all night was really good, but also something to mention. They made out like this would be more of a fixed fixture. Now this is kind of cool because like last year and this year the music was outstanding, so yes please keep it coming. Right, then we got on to some awards. Best Narrative went to Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't know whether I agree with that or not completely, but I can honestly say that I could see a reason for it winning and I could see one for it not winning. But then it was announced Ultimate Alliance 3 for the Switch. Now I'm not sure if this is timed exclusive or not, because the wording on the screen really did seem a little bit like it could be only timed exclusive. I'm hoping so because I really liked Ultimate Alliance. I won't get a Switch, but I would really like it if it came to PlayStation 4. Then the Industry Icon Award went to Greg Thomas. Well deserved. I played some of those games back when I owned a Mega Drive, and I can be honest, I enjoyed some of those games. Clay Fighters, stuff like that. There was just so much there and it looked really good. Then they announced for Rocket League DLC and the McLaren 570S. It's kind of cool. I did have a moment where I enjoyed Rocket League a lot. I hope that they continue to sort of back this game, because I know a lot of people like it, and some of the updates has made the game a lot better. So, you know. Then we got a award for best performance that went to Roger Clark for Red Dead Redemption 2. Again, this is a tough one. I might have suggested it could have went elsewhere, but I do think still you could make an argument for him winning. Then probably the biggest and best announcement of the night for me, Far Cry New Dawn, set in the apocalypse. Looks amazing. Amazing, don't even begin to cover it. It looks outstanding. It's Mad Max-esque, and here's the best bit. February the 15th. It is coming out at a cut price as well, $39.99 in America. I have a feeling it'll be $29.99 in this country, and I will be more than happy to play that. But that really does look outstanding. Then they announced Hades for PC. That looks good as well. Wouldn't mind a version of that. Then they announced Ancestor, Humankind Odyssey. I don't know what I can say really. It looks good, and it's coming to PlayStation 4 or maybe even PlayStation 5. The game is early on in development, and it does look outstanding already. Then they announced Scavengers for PC, PlayStation 4 version please. Then Red Dead 2 wins a double. Best score music and best audio design. I cannot really argue with this. There is an argument for others as well, but there's no argument here from me on this front. Then Return to Obra Dinn, best art direction. Again, no argument. Florence wins best mobile game. Can't say I've ever heard of it, but from what I could see, it looked quite good. Astrobot Rescue Mission won best VR. This looks brilliant. I've seen it being played when I was at EGX, and it really does look that damn good. So, you know, the fact it won, it deserved it. Then there was some stuff about upcoming Warframe update. It's coming out on December 10th. I don't know what I can say really. If you're a fan of Warframe, this is really good news. It's really good to see that even though this game came out for free, pretty much at the beginning of the PlayStation 4, I've seen it grow into the game that it is today, and for that and that reason alone, it's kind of cool. Yes, you will have to make in-game purchases if you want all the stuff. Then they announced a new pack called Darkness Among Us for Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight was my favourite game, and then they changed it. And then one day they got a load of emails from people claiming that the changes was all one-sided. I only used to play Survivor, never the Killer. Mainly because I just enjoyed it. It had more of a team atmosphere, whereas the Killer, you just go around by yourself killing. So, but then he stood there one day and says, well, you know, if you don't like it, find something else to play. We're not changing it. Now, to me, your fan base is what is your bread and butter. And to sit there and say to somebody who's paid for the game, paid for the DLC, I was like, oh, okay. And that was it. I've never played it again since. Right, next up came an Anthem story trailer. This was cool. This made me want this. This is everything that Destiny wanted to be and then some. Then they announced Crash Team Racing coming out for the PlayStation 4 on June 21st in 2019. This was one of my favourite kart races. I think it's a timed exclusive as opposed to a permanent exclusive, but even so, it's good to finish off the PlayStation 1 era of Crash games. Then the winner of the content creator was Ninja. And then they announced Outer Worlds. This is coming to the PlayStation 4, but unfortunately this will probably be Obsidian's last game for PlayStation 4. That is a real shame. New Vegas was a good game, and this looks to be everything that Fallout 4 should have been. Even though I like Fallout 4, I accept its shortcomings, and this looks outstanding. But if it is the last game, what a last shout. So, right, Dauntless is coming to the PlayStation 4, which is good. The Last Campfire, PC. I'd like to see this come to PlayStation 4. I like as many different games as possible. I might not enjoy or play them all, but I still want them on the console, because the more diversity you have, the more choice you have. You know, it's why I quite like PlayStation Plus. Sometimes they give you a game that is so far out of what you normally own, but because of it, you enjoy it. And then best esports player, Sonic Fox. He was a funny guy. I think you got to see a lot of his real personality there, and I think that is important, certainly from the point of view of you don't very often see somebody be themselves, and I think that was truly him. So then we got PUBG. Winter is here, coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox in January. It's out on PC now. That's kind of cool. Atlas is coming to PC, hopefully consoles later. The Messenger, best debut indie game. Dragon Ball FighterZ, best fighting game. And then Overcooked 2, best family game. I really liked Overcooked, I did. In fact, the only reason I don't play it more is it's only couch co-op. I would have liked it if it was online. Into the Breach wins best strategy game. Next up, Dragon Age Dreadwolf Rises will be on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. We didn't get to see a lot at all, but can't wait to see what this game brings. Celeste, best independent game and Games for Impact award. Good to see an independent title winning something. Certainly with the likes of Red Dead Redemption winning pretty much everything. The Pathless is coming to the PlayStation 4. Survive By to PC. PlayStation 4 version, please. Stranger Things Season 3 for the PC, Xbox and Switch. Where is the PS4, love? Come on. Best sports racing game went to Forza Horizon 4. Well, one, it is the best looking of the Forza games so far, and without being funny, I would have been gutted to have seen any of the other games win. Next up, we had Mortal Kombat 11 announced for PlayStation 4. This game looked really cool, but you know that the graphics aren't going to be the same as that trailer, unfortunately. Then they announced Psychonauts 2 for the PlayStation 4. This was one of my favourite games on PlayStation 2, and it's took 2 generations to get a full-on follow-up. God of War wins Best Game Direction and Best Action Adventure. Both deserved. What they done with God of War this year was outstanding. They basically rebooted the game and switched it from mindless just button mashing to an actual narrative experience with some really solid combat, and it works. Next up, announced Fortnite Creative Mode. I suppose if you're a huge fan of Fortnite, this is really, really good news. If you're a team, creating stuff could be a lot of fun. Be interesting to see where it goes. Rage 2 trailer, May the 14th, 2019. So, it looks like a Mad Max game, so yes please. Coming out for PlayStation 4, obviously. Fortnite wins Best Ongoing Game and Best Multiplayer Game. No argument there. The fact it's available for everything is where I think it starts. So that's quite good. Announced Persona 5, Joker in Smash Brothers. It is kind of cool. Certainly hope to see Persona 6 on the PlayStation. You mean PlayStation 5 probably by then. The musical interlude here was amazing, and it really, really was. Then it was the final award of the evening. God of War wins Game of the Year. Quite decidedly so. To me, it was the right decision, and I will now explain that. Right, to me, Red Dead, whilst it done some things like how distinct graphics were, how, you know, like even down to like, you know, how they looked, and everything looked realistic, and it had, you know, detail there that in other games just isn't there. But the gameplay itself, whilst good and tight, did nothing that I didn't expect it to do. In fact, it was only the detail level that I didn't expect from Red Dead 2. Whereas God of War, from top to bottom, sound, graphics, gameplay, atmosphere, everything was totally different from the first game. And to me, you should reward originality. I get the fact that more people would have voted based upon the fact that more people would own Red Dead 2 because it's on multiple platforms. But to me, God of War needed to be celebrated. In fact, the fact that Spider-Man didn't win a single award, I think, is also a shame as well. So, whoop, 3 for 3. As in, all 3 called and all 3 didn't happen. None of my predictions came true. Overall, it was a good show. And games announced, many of them I'm really interested in. I look forward to next year's awards. If this has been helpful in any way, please subscribe to my channel, share and comment, tell me what you think. So, what else can I say really? I personally think that it was a celebration of gaming, and it was, and a lot of people came together and it was a good show. If they continue to get the announcements how they have this year, so companies bring their big announcements to this show, then they will do well, and this will always be a good, strong show. And to me, that is what, you know, like what gaming needs. It needs something. I think E3, it became a little bit too much in a way. You know, it's slap bang in the middle of the year, in a season where games are just not going to sell. Whereas if they, like they said, you know, like all the nominees in sales right now across all the platforms, this is good news. This means, therefore, you know, that right on top of Christmas, stuff you're going to get is at sale price. And to me, that is something really, really good. Anyway, everybody have a good day. Old School Gamer 1971 signing off.